Hi and welcome to this episode 4 of Land Rovers Live. I'm Matt Cooper and as always with me, Jeremy Spencer.
Hello.
So coming up on this week's show, we've got a whole host of great features for you, including reviews.
Yes, we're looking at some mobile phone holders, pretty boring stuff but absolutely necessary.
Yeah. Later on we'll take a look at what happened when we sent our assistant producer Amy off to do some off-roading for the first time.
I used to be a really good driver.
But first, we better take a look at some news.
Yep, and it's about the new Land Rovers, I suppose, isn't it?
It is indeed. So we've got a limited edition Defender, haven't we?
The demise of the Freelander.
Yes.
Don't understand that, but anyway, you'll no doubt explain it to me.
Yes, I suppose I should. So we've got, at the time of shooting, no information actually.
As usual.
But we'll put a VT section about somewhere here that'll go through what the new Discovery Sport that looks like, and that's actually been unveiled tonight at midnight, Jem.
You think being in Birmingham we could do a better job of this, wouldn't you?
Yeah, well, we've shown some pictures of what we do know so far, and we've spotted it around on the streets
It's a
a few
small
times.
picture down here somewhere.
Yeah. And here it is, the new Discovery Sport. For Land Rover, this props up the second leg of their three-legged strategy alongside the completed Range Rover line and eventually the Defender lineup. In coming shows, we'll bring you a lot more information on the Discovery Sport as we get hands-on with it. The design of the Discovery Sport will be very appealing to most of the 500,000 buyers of Jaguar Land Rover vehicles in the past year. And in its initial release it will come with one engine but two gearbox types, a standard manual and a 9-speed auto, delivering about 46 miles to the gallon until the new engines come in 2015. To launch the Discovery Sport, Land Rover have partnered up with Virgin Galactic to give you and 3 friends a chance to win a trip into space. So and then, in other exciting news, we've got this Defender that you found, this limited edition Defender Africa, I believe.
Oh, yeah. Well, I only stumbled across it because I thought it was a magnanimous gesture by JLR that they were going to make these Land Rovers and donate them to Africa. That's what I thought it was about, but it was just the name they gave to the style.
Right.
And the other slightly logical thing is that it's to celebrate 67 years of Defender, and they made 50.
Not 67.
Not 67. Unless they're keeping the other 17 back somewhere as a little prezi for
Press
people.
vehicles for us, maybe.
Maybe.
Maybe, okay.
You can only pray.
So they're available now, and pricing, do we know what they cost? I bet they're not cheap,
Clue.
are they?
No, they won't be cheap because they're. Oh, except bizarrely, the snorkels come as extra. Why,
Oh, really?
Why would you do that? Anyway, I don't
That's
know.
quite dry in Africa, isn't it?
Yes, I don't think they're going to Africa. So you're making the same mistake I
Ah, I see. Okay, well, we better move on then. So, well, let's take a look at this week's product reviews. In this week's reviews, we're taking a look at the often forgotten about mobile phone and tablet holder. We think this is a product they should have got right a long time ago, but alas, we're still here with, well, some good products and some pretty crappy ones as well, eh, Jem?
did. Yeah, some excellent ones actually.
Yeah. So, the mobile phone holder, it's not such a glamorous piece of kit, is it?
It's definitely not glamorous, but it's essential.
It is quite essential. So, well, we've got a host of different ones here, and now as when we go green lane and stuff, we like to have tablets for carrying our maps on and whatnot, so we've got some tablet holders as well, but they're all kind of the same thing, and as you aptly pointed out, all suction mounted.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose with the tablet holders, you don't mind sort of fanning around a bit more, putting them in and getting them sort of set and put in place. The phone holders, I suppose, are a bit more in and out, aren't they?
Yeah. Well, should we take a look at the first one? The first one being the worst one. So this one here is the cheapest of our holders. It comes in at £7.99 from Halfords, and you get what you pay for with this one, really. So our phone's in, it's attached to the windscreen, but actually in setting up today, it's fallen off twice already. Your thoughts on it, Jem?
Well, you can get it cheaper, I understand, so you can probably get as low as a couple of quid from Amazon or something like that, and in that case, you know, it's not so bad for a couple of quid. You know, you might forget it and leave it in somebody else's car. I think if you've got to have a solution around, it's maybe worth having something like that around just so you don't afford to lose it.
Yeah, an emergency phone holder.
Yeah.
So. But when it comes to actually doing what it says on the tin, this one sometimes can fall a bit short, can't it?
It's a bit wibbly.
Yeah, we find that this one, there is no adjustment here to hold it in place, so as as any Defender owner will know. You'll probably be okay with this in a sensible car, but that's not very good.
Well, let's not torture that one anymore. Let's look at your favourite one.
Okay, well, my favourite one, and I've had this one for some time, is this by Winnergear. It's a really great mount, and I like it for really just one reason. It does all the things I'd expect it to quite well. It stays suckered onto the windscreen, and it holds the phone fairly steady. It's not the best made thing you've ever seen, but neither does it move about when you're on the move. The thing I do like, however, is the fact that it can be used with one hand. In, out, and you really don't need to think about it. It can go both ways, and that's quite neat, isn't it?
It is, and if I was a delivery driver, I think I'll probably love it too. But I actually quite like this one, which I know you didn't take to in a hurry because you've got to use two hands on it. But what I do like about it is once you've worked out where the buttons are on your phone, because that's one of the downsides, you tend to press on the buttons, but once you know where they are, and once you put it in the right place, it is good and solid, and it doesn't move around at all. I mean, even yours is a little bit fairish there, but that is really solid, and I like that. So, and the other thing as well, of course, you can use it for a variety of devices, so sat-nav, can't quite take a tablet. I think they've got something of a similar size that will do. Only downside of this is because of the springy grip, it will rotate like that when it wants to, or pushes no any benefit why you'd wanted to do that, but it's unfortunately the side effect, I suppose, is a rather clever gripping tool here. Right,
yeah, I guess that makes sense. I mean, this one that you like is the most expensive of all the phone mounts we've seen.
My taste,
and I guess it's fair to say that aside from this bit, it is certainly the best made.
Yeah, well, it's one of the RAM products, and they have an excellent reputation for quality. Again, you pay for what you get, and it is quite pricey. But once you sort of tap into their range of stuff, you can add all sorts of bits and pieces to it. So we've got this cup holder here, which uses the same mount and the same ball joint here. You can just drop that on. So it's an investment in kit over time. You get better with what you can add to it. Whereas that's a one-shot job. It holds your phone very well, lets you take it out quickly. But I quite like the RAM stuff. It's a bit like stamp collecting. You can have little bits and pieces for Christmas as you move along.
And I guess that, like you said, that is the beauty of the RAM stuff. I mean, one of the things that we've got here is it uses the same ball joints, but this is actually a mount for a GoPro, again made by RAM, using the same components that are in there, which I believe you buy all this as a separate kit. So if you really wanted to, you could extend your phone out all on the different sockets out and have it right in front of your face if you wanted.
Yeah, and of course if you wanted to use a camera on here for green laning or something, then that's job already done, isn't it?
Yep, a 30-second job to just undo the screws here and replace it with a camera.
Yeah, so for the delivery driver, I like that one. For the ambitious guy who's a lot of other things to do, I'm quite happy with the RAM.
Yeah. So then we've got the tablet mounts there, which again I guess we're looking at a similar sort of thing. The first one with the smaller tablet on, though it will accept a bigger tablet, is this one, which is a Halford's jobby, and that one's $29.99, and it's
not too bad, is it really?
No, it's okay. It does rely on, they've sort of taken a bit of RAM's ball joint idea and then not really executed it all that well. So whilst it's okay, it does actually move around a bit, and that's tightened up pretty tight. So if you're using your memory map on there or something laying in, that will bounce around.
Yeah.
I've actually found the best way to use that one is to lower it down so it sits on top of your dash.
But the sticker's good. That all holds on firmly, doesn't
it? The sucker hasn't fallen off at all, and this is quite neat that it's all adjustable as well. So that
this one's not quite so adjustable. I mean, you can adjust it by changing the screws at the back, so you can fit something to it. But I guess this is more expensive. It's certainly a lot firmer.
Yeah, and that's made by the same guys as your other phone.
This is RAM as well. Yeah, I mean, what I really like in a Land Rover for something like this, my iPad, is a clamp on here. Everything's suckered to a windscreen, but I guess that's the easiest way of doing it.
I guess so. It's worth mentioning that all of the devices that we've seen here have actually just got one sucker cup on them, but the RAM tablet mounts, that's actually got two on the back, hasn't it?
Yes, it has.
And I don't think you probably end up pulling the windscreen out of this before that one came off.
Yeah, that's pretty damn solid. In fact, that is incredibly solid. A toe from that.
And the way we fitted it there is without any of the extension arms on, but as mentioned previously, all RAM gear comes, well, you would just buy the mounting plate that you want for the fronts. The rest of it is all separate. So we can build this up with arms going here forward and backwards. So your tablet can actually be mounted right off of that.
So if you get bored, it's about playing with Lego, wouldn't it?
Yeah. So I suppose we better take a look at, well, which one's your favourite out of all this stuff?
Well, for the phones, I mean, I must admit, I'd be very hard pressed to spend, 50 odd quid on a phone mount, unless I knew I was going to look after it and keep it for at least 10 years. But that is the one I definitely like for Christmas. Make a note. If I had to get something cheap, I can quite see the glory in that one.
Yeah.
But yeah, that would be the one I'd like the most.
And I think I'd agree. Quality-wise, you can't beat this RAM one, can you? But for ease of use, I really like the Winner Gear one.
Yeah. The only downside about it is if you do have a phone that has lots of buttons on the side, these are a bit of a nuisance. But I think that they must have lived with that somehow. Yeah.
Okay, so these all the RAM products. So we've got the GoPro holder, the phone mount, the tablet mount, the fancy cup holder. They're all available from the same place, I guess. That's mudstuff.co.uk. You can buy them as kits or in all their basic components. The Halfords jobbies are available, I guess, from Halfords. This one's $7.99. And we found this on Amazon for £1.99 cents, or £1.50 or something or other. This one's £30, and that's not such a bad mount, is it?
No.
When you sit it next to this one, it does look a bit flimsy, but actually, for most purposes, it's pretty good.
Yeah, it is. And I think you're right. If you put it on just a bit lower, it would have taken any wobble out of it just by sitting on the dashboard here.
That's it. And the Winner Gear one is available for about £18, I think. So.
Yeah.
So, not the most exciting review we've ever done, but incredibly useful.
Another review in the car park, man.
Yes. Okay, well, that's it.
Well, they're not the most exciting things in the world, but who can live without mobile phone holders these days? We've only had a look at a small range, but if you've got any products you've come across that you think are really excellent and worthy of mention, please do drop us a line, get in touch through Facebook or Twitter or the usual computery stuff. And that goes for any other products you come across, of course. It helps share the knowledge with the Landy world. Anyway, but do tell about your Green Lane, well, not Green Lane, your Land Rover experience. It's next, isn't it?
Yes, quite. Well, well, it wasn't actually me who did anything. I didn't drive a single vehicle that day.
You took Steph down?
Yes, I took my good lady wife down and our assistant producer, Amy.
And did they enjoy it?
I think so. Should we find out?
Yes.
We're at London Land Rover Experience, and me and Steph are going to have our first time off-roading in a Defender.
We are here to ensure that people who come here have a good time learning about what the Land Rover vehicles we have are capable of doing, and also providing guidance and tips on off-road driving, and making sure that people can use their vehicles safely and to the full.
Hopefully today we'll gain some sort of knowledge of how to drive our Land Rovers off-road, and some safety tips and general knowledge stuff.
Fleet here, we have examples of all of the current Land Rover and Range Rover fleet, and most of our vehicles are less than 6 months old, so they're not adapted in any way for off-road driving. The only adaptation we have is one winch on one vehicle, and that's it.
This will give you some idea of the angles and bits and pieces you can do without doing any damage to your car. Just a little bit, it'll start to slide a little bit.
That has made my heart feel a bit funny.
Towards you a little bit.
Yeah.
Steer towards you a little bit.
Okay.
Now come around towards me gently. Keep your foot on the brake gently.
Going out was really good. It was nice to learn the little techniques in the little training area, and then go out and actually take them off-road on some like farm muddy fields, and yeah, it was really good, like stopping on hills, and that really helped. I think the hill braking really helped me, and just the brake, just all the pedal control really. And I've never used diff before, and we used that like the entire way around, and you know, just to see that in action was really good.
We also have something that's called steering for traction as well. And steering for traction is where you're looking for the grip either to the left or to the right of the track. So sometimes you might need to wiggle the steering wheel from left to right when you go down the hill. We started off rolling backwards in a couple of places. We only go forwards when we pull away now, so that's good. Steering is getting better as well. Where we were sort of crossing our arms and everything else, they've got all the steering nice and gentle. And the braking control is a lot better as well, isn't it, in the back? Okay. Rather than all jolting forwards, we've just brought the car nicely to a stop.
I own a Defender and I never knew half the things it could do. I mean, I was in a modern Defender compared to mine. But yeah, so you get to just really see what the different Land Rovers can do and in different circumstances.
The important thing is to go as slow as possible but as fast as necessary. At the end of the day, if you're doing something slow and you start to slide, you can then control that slide, can't you? If you're doing 30 mile an hour and you start to slide, you can't. And a lot of people, I think that off-road driving is rally driving, and it's not. It's making progress, isn't it, without mucking up everything else.
The Range Rover blew my mind a little bit just because it was completely different to the Land Rover. Like, just going over the bumps in the Defender, you can feel all the bumps and it was fun and stuff. But in the Range Rover, it was fun, but it was like a cloud, as Steph said. It was really soft and, you know.
I'm in love with this car. Matt's going to hate me for it. It's just like driving a cloud.
It's lovely, isn't it?
It's just, oh my gosh, it's amazing.
You felt pretty invincible. I felt like I could do everything. I was a little bit more uneasy in the Defender, even though I own one. But in the Range Rover, just press a button and go, and it was fun, it was nice. It was very nice inside.
It's absolutely more than just a driving, you know, it really is to ensure that Land Rover owners, or potentially prospective Land Rover owners, really get the most out of their vehicle, really sort of understand what's going on, why it's going on, and how they can use it to make their driving experience more fun, certainly safer, and really get the most out of the vehicle that they've invested in.
So there we go. That's what it's like for noobs to get behind the wheel. They did a pretty good job there, didn't they?
I think they did. I think we should have a series of noobs behind wheels. I think the reactions are wonderful.
Like Granny in a Landy, maybe?
Granny in a Landy? That's a great idea.
I don't know who thought of that. So, well, coming up next, well, should we have a look at what we've got in future shows?
Yeah, well, for next edition, what do we call it? Next episode, we've got hopefully an interview with Tommy and looking at his Land Rovers. This is the Tom who did the rebuild on the Series 1.
As many of you may know, Tom Pickford, who is
becoming a regular star here if we're careful.
Yes, quite. Yeah, he's.
Well, he's got a very impressive collection of more than 20 Land Rovers, so we'll be visiting those and trying to work out what the rest of his family think.
And in terms of product reviews and such, we've...
Oh yeah, we're doing our security bit. There's a spate of Land Rover thefts, so we're going to be looking at some physical barriers to try and stop the forces of evil from relieving us of our Land Rovers.
Yes.
So we've got that to look forward to.
By temporarily employing the forces of evil.
Yes, well, you know, if you can't beat them.
Indeed. So, and the other thing we should probably do at this stage is last week we set a competition to win a great Land-Rover.
We did.
12-volt auxiliary panel, and...
Who's won it?
Well, we'll get to that bit in a minute, but I suppose we'll do the apology first. So, we asked you lovely viewers to get onto our forum, our newly made forum, which was a fantastic idea at the time,
wasn't it? More of a challenge than we anticipated, though.
Yeah, so we did have quite a few people try and have a go. And we've got to hold our hands up there, haven't we, Jem? So
we definitely have.
Yeah.
In fact, we've learned that salty lesson of life, that, you know, stick to what you're good at. So we're thinking forums maybe not our thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there are better people at it out there, and hopefully we'll bring them into the picture.
Yeah, I mean, we regularly contribute on Defender 2 forum, Landy's own forum, and the...
Well, when I'm not being accused of spamming, I do, yes.
Yes, quite. Well... So we're actually going to concede this one and give the forums a bit of a rest, aren't we? And we're ever present on Facebook and Twitter and on the forums.
It's enough for us.
Yeah, so we don't need to be all things to all men straight away, do we?
No, I'll wait till next week.
Yeah, but we did have a winner, and I'm going to call this winner on the fact that he attempted to post on our forum the most times, but never succeeded.
It wasn't me then, because I gave it a fair go.
No, it wasn't. So we've got James McNeil who won that, and we were asked a few questions about whether the forum was moderated, and it wasn't, was it?
Moderated?
We don't think it was. We're not entirely sure. So well done to you, James. The Land-Rover 12-volt panel is on its way to you. And of course, now we're not doing the forums. It's easy. You can get hold of us on Facebook and or Twitter. We'll put the links on the screen below. I suspect that's pretty well it for today, isn't it, Jem?
It is. We haven't got a competition for this episode, have we? But we have for next episode, so don't forget to tune in to win a disc lock.
Mmm.